37 intelligence officers just lost their clearances, including America's top Russia analyst. This isn't just about politics, this is about national security being weaponized. I'm Andrew Meet Rich, former analyst for a state-run media outlet who chose truth over obedience. I went independent because I saw how the system works from the inside. What's happening in America right now, it's exactly what authoritarian regimes do. They purge the experts who know too much. But here's what makes this even more dangerous. The woman they targeted spent 20 years analyzing Russia. 20 years. She knew Putin's playbook better than anyone. And they just threw her expertise in the trash. You won't believe what's happening simultaneously in Britain with their flag controversy, because this isn't coincidence, this is coordinated chaos. Like this video if you want the truth, not the sanitized version they feed you on mainstream media. Subscribe, because tomorrow the news could change everything. And if you want to support independent journalism that doesn't bow to anyone, check out our sponsors below. Tulsi Gabbard just signed death warrants for American intelligence, not literal ones, but career ones, which in this business means the same thing. She stripped security clearances from 37 current and former officials. The official reason? They politicized intelligence and betrayed their oath to the Constitution. The real reason? They told the truth about Russian interference in 2016. Here's where it gets even worse. The unnamed female analyst, she was the CIA's chief expert on Russia and Eurasia. She supervised hundreds of analysts. This woman knew every Putin operation, every Russian network, every weakness in their system. She was supposed to retire soon anyway, but they couldn't wait. They had to humiliate her first. Among the 37 are officials who worked on the 2017 intelligence assessment. You know, the one that proved Russia interfered to help Trump win. The same assessment that Trump has been trying to discredit for 8 years. Vin Nguyen, the NSA's chief AI officer, lost his clearance too. This guy was investigating Russian cyber operations during 2016. Maher Bitar, who worked with Adam Schiff during the first Trump impeachment, gone. Emily Horn, NSC spokesperson under Biden, terminated. Brett Holmgren from State Department Intelligence, his career destroyed. These aren't random targets, they're surgical strikes. Every single one of them either exposed Russian operations or supported investigations into Trump. Laura Loomer, the right-wing provocateur, actually boasted on social media about getting some of these people fired. She called it collecting scalps. They're not just firing people, they're rewriting history, erasing the evidence that Putin played them like a fiddle. What do you think? Comment below. This is textbook authoritarianism, straight from the Putin playbook. When you can't change the facts, you eliminate the fact-finders. Gabbard claims she's depoliticizing intelligence, but she's doing the exact opposite. She's turning America's intelligence agencies into Trump's personal vengeance squad. Mark Zaid, a national security lawyer, called these moves unlawful and unconstitutional. But who's going to stop them? The Justice Department? They're part of the purge. Pam Bondi just ordered a grand jury investigation into the Obama officials who exposed Russian interference. Just imagine that for a second. They're investigating the investigators. It's like arresting the fire department for reporting a fire. Attorney General Bondi is literally prosecuting people who told the truth about Russia. John Ratcliffe at CIA released his own review attacking the 2017 assessment. They're not just disagreeing with the intelligence, they're calling it manufactured. Completely fake. These aren't political hacks getting targeted, these are career professionals. People who served under Republican and Democratic presidents. Beth Sanner, a CNN analyst who worked in the first Trump administration, lost her clearance for speaking out on TV. Charles Kupchan, who served under Clinton and Obama, terminated for media appearances. Sarah Vinograd from Obama's NSC, gone. The message is clear: speak against Trump and lose everything. Some of these officials only found out about their termination from news reports. No phone call, no meeting, no explanation. Just public humiliation through leaked memos. Gabbard even published their names publicly, which lawyers say violates privacy laws. She released hundreds of pages claiming the Russia investigation was a treasonous conspiracy by Obama himself. If you're still with me, hit that like button. It tells me you want the truth, not just the headlines. While America purges its intelligence experts, Britain is having a meltdown over flags. Yes, flags. Birmingham City Council ripped down dozens of British flags from lampposts. Their excuse? Safety concerns. The same council that lets Palestinian flags fly everywhere without a problem. Residents responded by painting roundabouts with St. George's Cross colors. That's called civil disobedience, and it's beautiful. Operation Raise the Colors has spread across Britain. Bradford, Newcastle, Norwich, Tower Hamlets, they're all seeing patriots hanging British flags in defiance. The Weoli warriors in Birmingham started hanging hundreds of flags from lampposts. Within hours, council workers were tearing them down. But here's where it gets completely insane. Internal emails leaked from Birmingham Council show they were too scared to remove Palestinian flags without police protection. But British flags? Those came down immediately. Council worker Majid Mahmoud admitted they needed police support to remove Palestinian banners because of issues that cropped up. What issues? Threats of violence, intimidation, and why don't British patriots get the same consideration? The same council that tears down Union Jacks lit up their library in Pakistani colors for Independence Day, then Indian colors the next week. They celebrate everyone's independence except their own. Meanwhile, in areas like Sparkhill, where 80% of residents are Muslim, Palestinian flags have been flying for 18 months straight. No safety concerns there, apparently. Tower Hamlets council workers were filmed removing St. George's crosses just hours after patriots put them up. The mayor, Lutfur Rahman, who was previously removed from office for electoral fraud, now decides which flags are acceptable. You see the pattern, right? This isn't about safety, it's about submission. Tower Hamlets, the same borough that flew Palestinian flags for months, now claims British flags are unauthorized attachments. The hypocrisy is staggering. They celebrated Pakistani Independence Day by lighting up their library in green and white, then Indian independence with orange, white, and green. But St. George's Cross? That's dangerous. Former Home Secretary Suella Braverman nailed it. The national flag should be flown from as many places as possible, as often as possible. But Labour councils are treating British patriotism like a disease. Robert Jenrick called it blatant two-tier bias against the British people. He's absolutely right. This is what cultural replacement looks like. Not invasion, not conquest, just slow bureaucratic erosion, making Brits ashamed of their own symbols while celebrating everyone else's. Jewish families in Tower Hamlets complained for months about Palestinian flags making them feel unsafe. They were ignored. Some even considered leaving the borough entirely because anti-Semitism was becoming normalized. UK lawyers for Israel had to file legal challenges to get those flags removed. But when British patriots want to fly their own flag in their own country, instant removal. Susan Hall from the London Assembly called it outrageous. Sir Ian Duncan Smith demanded fair rules that apply to all flags equally, but there are no fair rules when you have two-tier justice. Reform UK launched a patriotic flag pact, where councils promise not to remove British flags. They shouldn't need to make that promise, it should be automatic. Dale Vince, the Labour mega-donor, is flying a 30-foot Palestinian flag in the Cotswolds just to antagonise his neighbours. He previously flew EU flags at the same spot. For him, flags aren't about identity, they're weapons in his personal culture war. Two stories, one pattern. In America, they're purging intelligence officers who exposed Russian interference. In Britain, they're removing British flags while protecting Palestinian ones. This is how freedom dies, not with jackboots and tanks, but with memo-writing bureaucrats and safety concerns. The same mentality that strips security clearances from Russia experts is the same mentality that calls British flags dangerous. It's the globalist mindset that sees national identity as the enemy. Putin must be laughing. America just fired its best Russia analysts, and Britain is criminalizing its own patriotism. The timing isn't coincidence. When intelligence professionals lose their voices, when patriots can't fly their flags, democracy becomes very fragile. These aren't isolated incidents. They're symptoms of a system that's forgotten what it's supposed to defend. Stay alert, stay informed, stay angry. Because comfortable people don't fight back, and we can't afford comfort right now. Like this video if you understand what's really happening. Subscribe for more truth they don't want you to hear. And support independent media, because mainstream outlets won't tell you any of this. We're building a community of people who refuse to be silenced. Join us.